Welcome to Homestead. Today we crown our Season 11 champion. We've completed 35 races to get to this point. 4 drivers remain in the hunt for a championship. And today we finish it off. 4 drivers all tied on points. And whichever of those 4 finish highest in this race will be your champion. And those drivers competing are McGuckian, looking for his 5th championship, and everyone else is looking for their first. Those are Helmentaler, Lacko, and Smith. We have qualifying going underway, which we expect to be very critical. Definitely don't want to start in the back. As we've seen in past championship races, very hard to make up starting that far back. And so that's after the first lap. It is nicely on the pole with Helmentaler, one of our contenders, in 2nd. But we still have 1 more lap to go. Currently everyone's in the top 8. We'll see if that remains after the 2nd lap. And McGuckian, he just went to the top and looks like he's going to start on the pole in his hunt for his 5th championship, with Matthew 2nd, Miller 3rd, championship contender Lacko starting in 4th, Helmentaler 5th, or Yates 5th. Helmentaler are another contender in 6th, Kaczynski 7th, Knifley 8th, Simon 9th, Turner 10th. And then we have our final championship contender, Smith, starting back in 13th. So 1st, 4th, 6th, and 13th is where everybody starts.
Drivers, to your car.
We've got McGuckian, who's won most of the races this season, starting on the pole. We'll see if he can hang on there. This is our final race of Season 11. After 36 races, it comes to an end today. 81 laps. We will have stages which will end on lap 25, 50, and 81. However, championship 4 drivers cannot earn stage points. It's all about whoever finishes highest in the end. And there's McGuckian's 23, Lacko's 20, Helmentaler's 13, and Smith's 6. The 4 drivers who have a chance at the championship today. In under an hour, we expect, coming to the green. 81 laps to crown a champion. We are green at Homestead. We know that 23 likes to get out there. Well, right now he is out there. And they put Matthew 3 wide. That is for the 4th spot. Matthew started 2nd. Lacko started 4th, falls to 5th. There's Helmentaler on the outside of him, running 6th, and McGuckian leads the first lap. And look at the gap he's made already after just 1 lap. Here comes Lacko. He's looking for 4th from Miller. Helmentaler on the outside. By the way, my voice today is not too great. I'm sorry. There's 23 after 2 laps already, nearly a 1.5 second lead. And here comes Lacko and Helmenthaler teammates, and they're working Lacko inside of Yates for second, and Helmenthaler following. The lead now over 2 seconds after only 3 laps. Still side by side for the second spot. And Lacko is clear for second. Helmenthaler looking for third. Helmenthaler in his first chase appearance made it all the way to the championship 4. Yates does stay clear for third, so Helmenthaler tucks in fourth. Meanwhile, we have Smith, who started 13th. He's side by side with Simeon for 11th. And Simeon stays clear. And Schenk looking to get in the 12th spot. It's going to put Simeon back in his starting spot, 13th. Or Smith, rather. Helmenthaler trying for third again, inside of Yates. This time he does clear, and Helmenthaler takes third. We have championship contenders running first, second, and third. All 3 JGR teammates are in this championship 4. They are looking for JGR looking for their 6th championship, but every one of them looking for their first. Every one of those drivers. Mikakian not in JGR anymore. He's in his own team now. Looking for his 5th championship and to get his first for his own team. Now with a 2.35 second lead after completing 7 laps this time by. See, he's already in his own world. And still pulling away. That made up pulled away 3/10 more that lap over Lacko. He is the fastest car scored on the track. Nicely in the 48 inside of Helmenthaler. And gets by him for the 4th spot. So it is the 23, pulling a big gap already after just 3 laps. As we see Lacko in second. And now it has Nicely right behind him. Lacko in second, Helmenthaler in fourth, and Smith in the 13th spot. Pretty slow start for that 6 car. But we still have 71 to go. That 23 has been the fastest every lap, I'm pretty sure. Battling for 5th place, that is Otto Manelli, who has not won a race this season, inside of Yates. We've had 15 different winners in season 11. Otto Manelli was not one of them. He did make the chase, was eliminated in the first round. And with just the 23 car pulling away every lap, they're going to need something to happen in this race if they're going to keep him from winning championship number 5. Here's Nicely looking for second from Lacko. Lacko staying clear on the outside. So just with how fast, obviously this 23, he is the fastest car on the track. Have to think, is this championship race over already before it's hardly even started? Well, I mean, just looking at the times, this 23 is pulling away every single lap, and by a couple tenths every time too. The 23 car dominates this race, which he has in the past to win a couple of his championships. Then yeah, there's going to be no stopping that 23 car, but we do have a battle for second. Nicely, who was eliminated in the last round. The round of 8, he is inside of Lacko for second. We do have Smith still in 13th. Struggling to move any further. And Nicely trying to clear for second. Lacko trying to go for a championship, fighting him on the outside. And looks like Lacko gonna stay clear on the outside maybe. And is now Helmenthaler outside of Nicely as Lacko does stay clear. Meanwhile, that lead for the 23 is pulled to over 5 seconds. We are going to see pit stops here sooner or later. So we'll see if that changes anything. And Lacko does officially stay clear for the second spot. Now they are side by side, and Helmenthaler looking to pass Nicely on the outside for the third spot. And he does. So once again, the championship 4 contenders are driving first, second, and third. We have one driver, that's Hannon in the 43, smoking. Had a tough rookie season. bringing that 43 down pit road and likely going to retire from this race. Nicely looking to get in the third position back. Changing tires on the 43. And nicely just took third, now looking to try to get back in second once again. Actually, he never was in second. But he's tried many times, can never get there, and Lacko once again fighting and to stay clear for second. So this 48 car has to be annoying these JGR teammates. It is slowing them down and allowing the 23 to pull an even bigger gap, which is now over 6 seconds. We're not even done with stage 1. That will end in 6 laps. How about Schenk in the 5th spot, now going inside of Helmenthaler. Schenk has been in this championship for twice, but not this time. Was eliminated in the first round actually, and we thought that was pretty surprising, but Schenk in the 24s has not really had a great season. Got 1 win at Bristol, but it's been pretty rare he's actually been a contender for a win at one of these races. So Smith in the 6th, this has to be frustrating for him. Still 13th. Looks like now he might be able to battle for 12th, but it's just really frustrating. Kaksinski staying in front of him. Smith going for a championship. He's 13 seconds behind the leader. As we see they're side by side for 4th. Schenk on the outside of Helmenthaler trying to get by, and looks like he does make that work. And Mikukian has lapped the first car, Sharp in the 77. By the way, Hannon has retired from the race. We are coming to 2 to go in stage 1. The stage points do not affect our chase drivers. Everyone not in the chase will still earn points from the stages, but not our chase drivers. It is still 10 to the winner, 9 for second, and so on. But if you're battling for a championship, then you do not earn any points from the stage. You would be just nicely earning 8, Schenk earning 7, Minelli earning 5, and so on. Going through lapped car Flynn as McGuckin comes through 3 and 4. And McGuckin comes across the line, wins stage number 1. Lacko 2nd, Knifley 3rd, Helmenthaler 4th, Otto Manelli 5th, Schenk fell to 6th, possibly from that lapped car, Yates 7th. Cody 8th, Turner 9th, Matthew 10th. have a caution as cars are coming on pit road. Ooh, lots of going on. Uh-oh, looks like Smith in the 6 may have been the cause of this caution. You can see that 6 car is pretty much all torn up. Whoa, more trouble in the front straightaway. Oh my gosh, trying to get these camera angles. There's Smith, looks like a couple others on pit road. They have started their stop. So it started off for a slow day for Smith. Looks like it has gotten worse. Has gotten himself involved in a crash. And we are under caution for the first time at Homestead, right after we complete stage 1. And here come our leaders pitting. Curious about what's going to happen to the drivers who just came on off of pit road. If they're able to stay on the lead lap or not. There's McGuckian coming in with a big gap ahead of everyone else. Lacko, Helmentaler, the other 2 chase contenders, championship contenders are in as well. Can't really give you a better angle of the stops. McGuckian on pit road, changing 4 tires. He gets off first. Looks like Lacko's going to be second. Helmentaler third. Maybe Otto Manelli might have gotten third there. Slow stop for Matthew and Kaczynski. They are going to fall back as the 23 comes off first. Let's take a look at what happened to our chase drivers. Smith in the 6. He's in 12th, and Donato is battling him for that 12th spot. Ooh, Smith might have been trying to go down pit road. And there goes Kaczynski and Combs. Yeah, Smith definitely went down into the 8th car. You can see it there. Boom. Might have been trying to get there on the excess road. Gets himself in the crash. Still in this race. But scored right in front of the leaders. So there's our drivers. They're actually nearly a lap down. Nicely Shank, Yates, Benjamin, and Miller, they were coming onto pit road right as the caution came out. We did see trouble for the 10 come right after the caution. And it's just all crazy. You have guys in the grass. Look at Costanza, and that's Hudson in the 29. And Combs gets in another accident. Everyone avoids the spinning 10. And of course, this championship, Smith still in this race. It isn't over by any means for the 6, but just about to go a lap down and has damage on that 6 car. And of course, the fastest car, the 23, is right behind him on the restart. It is still McGuckin scored as the leader, although we have all these cars in front. They are just about a lap down. We have Lacko, who's able to catch up to him, so good break for him and Helmutiller. Lacko restarts second with Otto Manelli third, Helmutiller fourth, and Coatney fifth. Pace car down pit road, green flag back in the air at Homestead. Nice restart for the 23 and gonna go inside of Smith. Lacko gonna follow. And there goes Smith. He does go a lap down. That damaged number 6 car. Here comes Helmutiller looking for third from Otto Manelli. And now they have to work through the lapped cars. McGuckin goes inside of Miller with Lacko still right behind him. It's Lacko going on the outside of McGuckin now, making it 3 wide, putting Miller on the outside. McGuckin stays clear, and now right behind Benjamin. Lacko trying to make the pass work on the outside. I'm going to click through all these cars really fast to try to get rid of this damage bug. And Lacko now stuck behind with Schenk in front of him and Miller on the left of him. Trying to aggressively get by these cars and not let the 23 car pull away once again. Here comes Helmutiller in the 13, now in third. Coatney now in fourth. Tough break for Schenk and Miller, now a lap down because of when they decided to pit and when that caution came out. Lacko still stuck in that spot with Schenk in front, Miller on his left side. Really frustrating for Lacko trying to win a championship, getting slowed by a bunch of cars who are not even on the lead lap anymore. Lacko gets around Miller. And now goes inside of Schenk. Meanwhile, battle for third, Coatney inside of Helmutiller. Helmutiller way on the outside. Coatney takes third, now 3 wide for fourth. That's Turner on the bottom, Franklin in the middle. So Lacko now finally with clean air. And McGuckin still has to get by 3 cars, Benjamin, Knifley, and Yates. Franklin now in fourth, the only Hendrick car who is not who's not affected from the cause of the caution. Turner 5th, Helmenthaler falls to 6th. And Lacko closing the gap on McGuckian, who's behind Knifley now. Going inside of Knifley lapped car. That 48 car definitely still very fast. We saw him battling for second earlier. Just got unlucky with that time of the pit stop. He's now 33rd. And going a lap down. McGuckian gets by the 48 and gets in front of Lacko. We'll see how Lacko gets by the 48 car now. If he can. Lacko goes inside. Big gap now between 4th and 5th. Helmenthaler now 2.5 seconds behind the leader. As we see Lacko struggling to get by the 48, another car he's struggling to get by. As we see Franklin go inside of Coatney for the 3rd position. Trying again to get by the 48. McGuckian now being slowed by the 1. Allows Lacko to get right behind him. And now is Franklin pushing Lacko, trying to go inside of the 23. He stays clear for now. I imagine it probably being really hard to pass the 23 car today, but Lacko is managing to stay right behind him. After the start of the race, Lacko is McGuckian rather has really pulling away, but not after this restart. Big run from Franklin, and Lacko blocks it and goes inside of McGuckian. Will we see our first championship lead of the day? They are side by side. Lacko going to lead this lap. McGuckian has led every lap to this point, and Lacko's going to clear for the lead. And McGuckian now with Franklin inside for second. And Franklin now to second, and looking for more. Franklin was eliminated in round 2 of the chase. That was the round of 12. Got a win at Texas. Unfortunate that he didn't make the round of 8, or else he would be in this championship 4 and now be the championship leader. but Franklin does clear for the lead. Lacko still the championship leader. Coatney gets by third, and McGuckin has fallen to fourth. Pretty surprising to see a 23 car fall that far back. Franklin is a driver we expected to be one of the strongest of the season, however went winless all the way until that Texas race, which was very surprising to us. That win at Texas was a very much deserved win. Franklin gets by Benjamin in the 1. We are at 3 to go until the end of the stage. Franklin looking to win this one. With Lacko now in second, McGuckin has fallen to fourth, Coatney third, and Turner rounds out the top 5. And that's Helmenteller running 6th and 3rd in the championship. Haven't seen a whole lot from this 13 today. Was as high as 3rd earlier on in the race. Franklin rather, looking to put his teammate Yates a lap down. Goes inside of the 5. And where has this 88 come from? He's all of a sudden come to life ever since this restart. Just passed everyone to take the lead. And now he's starting to pull away. Coatney working through the 1 car. Coatney also was eliminated last round. He's made the championship for 1 time. That was back in season 7. Finished 3rd in the championship. It was Otto Manelli who got his first championship that season. Oh, by the way, we just finished the stage. Franklin won the stage, Lacko 2nd. Coatney 3rd, McGuckin 4th, Turner 5th, Helmenteller 6th, Otto Manelli 7th, Flinchum 8th, Matthew 9th, Hammock 10th. So we now are at 30 laps to go. Still expecting at least 1 more pit stop. And right now you are looking at what could be your next champion. Lacko running 2nd, which is 1st in the championship. And making a gap now from McGuckin, who's in 4th. After the 23 started on pole, and after the first On the first stage, he really made a massive 7-second lead until the caution came out, and then the 23 has been struggling ever since. There is Franklin. This is his third season. He made the championship 4 in his first and second season, but not this time. But he is the leader. We have Yates coming down pit road. In fact, these are all the cars who pit before the caution came out, pitting now. See when our leaders pit, because they pit during the caution, which came out right as those guys came down last time. So we know they should have to pit here pretty soon. And yeah, should be final stops for our leaders. Here comes Franklin in the 88. Coatney and McGuckian. We'll see if short pitting advantages them. And by that I mean pitting earlier than Lacko. Gonna have new tires for longer. We actually have a bunch of cars on pit road. Helmentaler also pitting this lap. And McGuckian on pit road, trying to make this as quick of a stop as possible. Four tire change for McGuckian. Franklin gets off first. Coatney's gonna pass the 23. Helmentaler coming off pit road. Here comes Lacko in the 20. Makes it a quick stop, 4 tires. We'll see where he cycles out. There goes Franklin in the 88. Talk about short pitting. Here comes Coatney and McGuckian. Lacko trying to at least cycle out in front of the 23 car. McGuckian outside of Lacko. And he does make the pass. That was for third in the race and for the championship spot. Or not the championship spot, but for the championship overall. And look who's Lacko's stuck with now. The same cars he was stuck with several laps ago. That held him back. Lacko and Turner battling or Helmentaler and Turner battle for 5th. And it is McGuckian once again. Dominated the first stage. Struggled during the second stage, but he is now once again in position for his 5th championship. And Lacko falling because of these cars, Miller and Schenk. Making the gap between him and the 23 bigger. Lacko clears the 11 on the outside. So the reason the 23 was able to come out in front of the 20, not because he had a faster stop, but because his stop was a lap earlier. Therefore, he was on newer tires for 1 lap longer than Lacko was. That also does mean that Lacko's tires are 1 lap newer than McGuckin's now for the rest of this race. And we are now at 20 to go in the season. Twenty more laps now, coming to 19 to go to decide the season 11 champion. McGuckin, Lacko, Helmentaler, they're running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Actually, looks like Turner just took 5th from Helmentaler. And Smith is a lap down in 36th, our other championship contender. As we see battle for 2nd. McGuckin trying to put another car in between him and Lacko, and does it. So Lacko, he is in 4th, and about 2.5 seconds behind McGuckin, but has Coatney, Benjamin, and Schenk all in between that Lacko has to work through, and that's going to be difficult for Lacko to get through all those cars and catch up to the 23, all with just a few laps to go. Battle for 6th, Otto Manelli gets by Helmentaler. Lacko would like to see a caution, be able to catch back up, as we see the gap now pretty big. And growing now over 3 seconds is the gap between the 23 and the 20. In fact, McGuckin is closing in on Franklin, who is leading this race. Lacko just got by Benjamin, now trying to get by Schenk. And he does. Lots of lapped cars now. Could really affect this race. Franklin going inside of Krebs. We'll see how this affects the championship, if it does at all. And we know McGuckin very experienced at lapping cars, if we learned anything this season. He's now right behind Franklin as they get by Krebs and Santanastazzo in the 21 and 53. lap cars running side by side in front of Coatney, who is in third. As we see Lacko fading now. He was the championship leader after stage 2, but then ever since that pit stop, it's been the 23 car once again. And coming to 12 to go, still working through lap traffic. Franklin blocking McGuckian, who's right behind him, trying to take the lead. Lacko now trying to get by the slow cars. Getting stuck behind Krebs now. Goes inside of the 53. And also inside of Santanastazzo in the 21. And we are now at just 10 to go for the championship, getting by lap car Ollinger. And look how many cars are between McGuckian and Lacko now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3.5 seconds is McGuckian's gap between him and Lacko. Just to let you know, season number 12, or Speed Weeks, is set to start next weekend. I'll probably post a video about a schedule sometime this week. We are planning it for be next weekend. There is a chance it could go another week later. We're not sure yet. And here's a battle for the lead for the race. And McGuckian trying to not only win the championship, but get his 9th win of the season. Lacko now in third, just got by Coatney. But it's going to be hard for him to catch up to Franklin and McGuckian in just 7 laps. And McGuckian clears for the race lead now. Going for his 5th championship, McGuckian has won 4 of them, but has never gone back-to-back. He is the reigning champion and trying to go back-to-back championships for the first time. Would also make history in the series. And there he goes by Knifley, who is a lap down now, once again. The gap between McGuckian and Lacko, 4.5 seconds. as we come to just 5 to go now. Not looking good for Lacko, still falling back. Meanwhile, Helmenthaler still running third in this championship like he has been the entire race. He's in 7th in the race. And Smith, of course, 36, 1 lap down, was involved in the crash. This has been a terrible day for Smith. About to finish 36 races. And it all comes down to these last 4 laps. The lead growing now to 5 seconds. 4 laps to go. 5 seconds between the 23 and the 20, that is. And also pulling away from Franklin. Lap car Combs and Rigsby up ahead. Getting slowed a little bit. Franklin might still have a chance to win this race. Maybe if he gets lucky. But I think this is the day for the 23. Coming through 3 and 4. Coming to 2 laps to go. Got 1 car on the bottom, that's Holder. In the 29, by the way, I said Hudson earlier, I was wrong, that's actually Holder in the 29. As 4-time champion McGuckin gets the white flag, we're on the final lap, looking for number 5. And what a season it's been for the 23. Once again, gets the most wins out of everyone this season. This is going to be number 9. And through 3 and 4. This is what's come down to. Down the front straightaway, season 11 is over and the champion is McGuckin in the 23. He gets championship number 5 of his career. He is the only one to even have 2 championships, and he has now made it 5 back-to-back championships now. Well, not 5 back-to-back, but this is his 2nd in a row. The reigning champion defends. Defends his title, dominated here at Homestead, except for during stage 2. That was the only time he kind of struggled, but before and after stage 2, it's been all that 23. No one could catch him. Lacko tried, finished 2nd overall in the championship. He is the runner-up, and there is your champion coming down pit road to complete this season. Lacko 2nd, Helmenthaler 3rd, and Smith comes 4th in the championship. He came in as the favorites. We'll show you the odds that we showed you at the beginning of the chase to win the championship. McGuckin was a 4-1 since the start of the chase, and those odds paid off. You see Lacko and Helmenthaler also up there. And well, we'll probably have a video for our champion celebration. That will come in maybe a day or two. We'll show you the results of the race. It was Franklin who actually finished second during the race. Or second in the race, but Lacko second in the championship. Franklin was not in the final four. Helmenthaler finishes 7th in the race. And we saw the problems for Smith. He ends up 35th. As we go back to the moment, as the 23 takes the checkered flag. And so that is it for the season. Season number 11 is in the books. We have season 12, as I said earlier. We are hoping to start Speed Weeks this weekend. There is a chance that it could start Speed Weeks next weekend. But there is this chance that it could actually start a week after. We'll update you when we can, so that you know when to catch the start of Daytona Speed Weeks for season number 12. As McGuckin won the championship, we also want to say goodbye to 3 drivers. Powers actually was not in this race. He left after Phoenix, but it is also the end of the road. We'll go back a couple laps to see them. It is the end of the road for Stevens in the 70, completing 11 seasons. And this was his final race. Horkler finishing 10 seasons. He was the season 3 champion. Finished 17th in this race. It was great to have both of them. Their careers are over, as we will see new faces in season 12. Until then, we'll see you at Daytona.